It's been nice for you. I want to talk about the right triangle trigonometry stuff we've been dealing with, the SOHCAHTOA. SOHCAHTOA is going to help us remember what these trig ratios are. So the SOHCAHTOA stands for our sine of some angle, let's call it theta for right now, equals our opposite over the hypotenuse. Our cosine of some angle theta is going to equal our adjacent over the hypotenuse. And our tangent is going to equal our opposite over that adjacent. Okay, so this is one of those things that we're going to want to keep in mind. This holds all of our trig ratios together for us. Keep coming back and referencing that as needed. When we look at the first type of problem tonight, problem number 1 specifically, we're going to just write the trig ratios. So we're given a triangle, it's got 3 sides on it, and we want to find what the values of sine x are. We want to find the values of what cosine x are, and we want to find what the value of tan x is. And so we're going to look at our angle x, okay, which is there. And we want to identify for sine, we want the opposite over the adjacent. So in this case, the opposite is the one that's not touching it, so it's this side length. That'll be our opposite. Our hypotenuse is always the longest side, and the one next door to it that touches it and shares part of the angle there is our adjacent one. So in this case, based on angle x, we're going to have the opposite adjacent of hypotenuse as shown there. So for sine of x, we know it's our opposite over hypotenuse, so this value is going to become 12 over 13. For the cosine, we know it's adjacent over hypotenuse, so it becomes 5 over 13. And for our tangent, we know that it's the opposite over adjacent, so it's going to be 12 over 5. And there are the 3 trig ratios that we're asked to find. Okay? So just keep in mind SOHCAHTOA, and we'll be able to build those ratios. The next type of thing you're going to see tonight is stuff like problem number 4. Problem number 4 is going to actually have us find the value of x, where x is a side length. Well, the information that I know based on that angle given is that I have the opposite side of x, and I have a hypotenuse of 14. On my trig ratios, the ones that has opposite and hypotenuse is sine. So I'm going to be able to tell you that the sine of our theta, or our angle, which in this case is 33, and this is in degrees, is going to be equal to x over my hypotenuse of 14. Then all I need to do is multiply both sides by 14. So 14 times our sine of 33 is going to equal our x value. You want to then go into our calculator, okay, and I'm going to pull up the graphing calculator here for you to see as well. And we'll type in 14 sine of 33 and hit enter. And it'll tell us that that side length is about 7.6. So I can go back in here and tell you that x equals 7.6. Okay. A side note for the calculators to make sure you're in the correct mode. If that comes out as a weird number, it might be because you're in the wrong mode. So check your mode, and then you want to make sure that you have degree marked, not radian. So this is where you want to look at. Since we're dealing in 33 degrees, make sure it's in degree mode. Next and last type of thing you're going to see tonight is going to be things where you want to find an angle value. And so now the information that's given to us is we want to find, for some given angle x, I have the opposite side length and the hypotenuse. And so again, in this example, I have opposite and hypotenuse, so I want sine. So the sine value of x is going to equal my opposite, which is 24, over the hypotenuse, which is 29. To undo sine, you want to use sine inverse. So we're going to say that x equals the sine inverse of 24 over 29. And again, I'll show you how this looks in the calculator. So with your calculator, same concept. You want to go and hit second sine. Okay, that'll be your sine inverse. And then we're going to do 24 over 29. And then hit enter. And again, we want to make sure we're in degree mode. This will tell me that I'm about 56 degrees. So I can say that x is 56 degrees. That's what we're looking for. So hope this helps tonight. Shoot me an email if you have any more questions. Good luck.